Today's story is actually very interesting. I saw this story and I was like, what's going on here? Like, what exactly is going on? Today's video is from Baby Court. It's titled Bride Gets Pregnant by Her Wedding Photographer. Then the groom finds out. Like, what is going on? How can you get pregnant by a photographer? And what are the circumstances surrounding all of that? Did she sleep with the photographer? You know, during that period where you're at the hotel, the groom and the bride at the hotel, the bridesmaids, the groomsmen, photographer. Was that when it happened? When did it happen? How did it happen? How did the groom even find out? We're going to find out together. Before we dive into the video, I'm Oge. Welcome to the channel. It's your first time here. Good to have you here. I hope you enjoy it here. Do well to like, share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Drop in the comment section your thoughts and opinions about this video. And if you like to appreciate my work, you love what I do, you love my video, you love my content, you love my face, you love to appreciate what I do, kindly use the super thanks button. Let's quickly dive into the video.
I'm here with my fiance because I believe my wedding photographer got me pregnant today.
Your wedding photographer?
Wow.
Okay.
I know.
So, how did this happen? I mean, I need to know how did this take place?
It was just the look, I guess, he was giving me. I don't know. He was building up my confidence up a little bit, and I don't know.
How is she so bold to say this?
Okay, so I'm gonna come over to you, Mr. Johnson. Yeah. How did this happen? I mean, give me details. How did this took place?
I mean, you know, she hit me up on the ground. She told me that she wanted to do some pictures, some wedding pictures, and I was all like, all right, yeah, come through. And then, you know, I had to do those certain poses. She was feeling it. We had a good vibe, and you know, one thing led to another.
So you were supposed to be doing wedding pictures, engagement pictures, and then not only was you taking pictures, but you decided to make a movie real quick.
I mean, a little short film.
A little short film. Is that what you said?
A little short film, yeah.
A little something.
Wow.
A little something.
Oh.
A little something.
All right, Mr. Petigo, what is your take on this? How do you feel about this situation?
I'm just feeling disgusted, Your Honor. Like, it's just, I cannot believe my girl just goes and sleep with some random ass dude. Like, I'm like feeling it inside. And for you too, how are you gonna love somebody and go cheat on them? Like, come on now. How are you gonna do that to me? Like, I don't know who you are, man, but to me, you're not the fault. It's her fault.
Appreciate that.
All right, so Mr. Potego and Ms. Zapita, how did y'all meet? Let me get some history on y'all.
Well, we were high school sweethearts. We both played basketball in high school, and we kind of met through that, and mutual friends and stuff. And yeah.
And those mutual friends, like, if it wasn't for them, then I would have never met this chick. And ever since then, I kind of just been lovely in love, and I can't get enough of it. So it kind of hurts me how we even come to this point.
Okay. So, I don't even want to look over there at you now, Mr. Johnson. Okay, so Mr. Johnson, how often does this happen? Does this happen all the time? Is this a repeated cycle, or, I mean,
it seemed like a repeated cycle.
I done took a lot of pictures, and I ain't never thought about laying down with my photographer.
I mean, if you taking provocative photos or, you know, nude photos, whatever you want it, certain poses, you know, it happens. So, you know, you got.
Why? What's he saying? What is he talking about? Does it mean that he sleeps with all his clients? I mean, that is what he's looking like. Does it mean he sleeps with all his clients? Just like Mr. Potego said, he doesn't blame the guy. It is the girl who knows she was engaged to somebody else that should mind herself. She's not even sounding remorseful. And the people in the background think it is funny. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. What does this guy mean? Does it mean he sleeps with all his clients? Like, anybody that wants to take provocative pictures, does it mean he sleeps with them? Come on. Come on, you're supposed to be a professional.
You gotta understand, Your Honor, sometimes when they taking these half naked pictures and all that, you know, they gotta feel comfortable around me. So, you know, I feel comfortable around them too. And, you know.
Wow, that's horrible.
Wow.
That's horrible.
So, your job
very
is
unprofessional.
Some job, I could say, Mr. Johnson.
I take risks.
You're a risk taker. Wow. And I see, Mr. Portego, I can see the look and the hurt in your eyes. So I'm gonna move on to to want to know, how was the relationship before this happened?
It was great. It was everything you would expect. Like we said, we're high school sweethearts, so he's all I've ever really known. He was my first boyfriend, and obviously my first and only fiance. But you know, my auntie, she kind of told me to not put all my eggs in one basket, and you know, I just had to try it out, I guess.
At the point of your marriage,
it was like the one.
So if he was the one for you, so you had never been with nobody else. Okay, so Mr. Protego, I'm looking at the look on your face. I mean, how do you feel about all this? How was the relationship before this happened?
Yeah, there was nothing but like rainbows and sunshine since the day I met her. I looked in her eyes, I got lost in between time, and I can't explain the feelings that I have for her. Every day, every wicked moment that I have for her, it's just constant happiness. We will go to the park, we go to the movies, we will go traveling to the beach.
This man is a complete finished man. Is he reading poems? Is he reading lines? He's a finished man. If you guys understand what I mean by finished man, he's a finished man. I feel so sad for him, but I feel like this lady, in as much as you know they tell us or they advise us, oh, don't put all your eggs in one basket, don't try other options, go out there, meet people, explore, and all of those. Sometimes it could be good advice, and sometimes it could actually be bad advice. And it could be bad advice when you don't know yourself as a person. That's what I think. How could you go get pregnant for a photographer? You are trying to explore, you are getting pregnant in the process. Like, what are you? I don't understand. Are you 12? You're trying to explore and not put all your eggs in one basket. She didn't say she get pregnant. You went and you got pregnant by your photographer. This is, I mean, I don't know how to feel about this, but let's continue.
Beach, everything you could imagine. Did everything to my power to make sure she was taken care of. I lost my money, I lost my job, and I still took care of her. And to this point, it hurts to know that she did something like this, something so disturbing, something that I can't imagine, the girl that I never thought that it would be to that max of level.
It's sad.
I can never trust anybody else anymore because of this situation.
Okay, Mr. Potato, I gotta tell you, I know you hurting, but you gotta watch the language in my courtroom. This is still a courtroom, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I understand your frustration, and I understand that you're hurt, but you still gotta understand
Has he said
this is a
anything
courtroom.
wrong?
So, did she ever describe the relationship between her and Mr. Protego to you?
I mean, yeah, like after meeting him, you know, I thought he was a cool dude and whatever. But like, as we taking the pictures and all that, you know, she telling me like how she don't feel confident with him and all that, or how she's feeling doubt sometimes with him and stuff. And like, you know, she taking her shirt off and all that, you know, taking these pictures and stuff, but she feel comfortable around me.
Okay, all right. So, Mrs. Zapita, is that true? Did you explain to him that you didn't feel as confident in front of him that you, I mean, is it true? Is it true that you feel much more confident while taking everything off in front of him than with your own fiance?
Yes, Your Honor, it's true. I guess
Wow.
my fiance, as wonderful as he is, I have noticed he was following a couple IG models, and you know, since then I haven't had like as much compliments given to me, and so I guess I was just losing that confidence and that trust in him to know like if I was like still his ideal type.
So he gave you the confidence. So, Mr. Protego, was you aware of this? I mean,
one thing I can notice here is their lack of communication. They do not communicate well. Oh, you've been seeing some model pictures. He's been following some model pages on Instagram, and you did not even communicate with him. You no longer feel confident. He doesn't give you compliments anymore. You could not communicate with him. You had to go explore your option. You guys, what do you think?
I gotta be honest, Judge. I did follow some OF models, and it's just, trust me, I'm guilty of looking at it, but I never would have trade my girl for that. I've been going through a phase too since I know that we barely met in high school. We were about to get married. And at that point, I felt like I wasn't ready either. And I started finding more women attractive, but at the end of the day, I still find my own lady attractive.
Okay. Well, that type of stuff does happen. You know, y'all go and find these models and women, we see that type of stuff and then we get insecure about our own self. So y'all have to watch when y'all doing that, how that make y'all look and how it's gonna make us feel. All right, so was there any doubt about paternity when the baby came out?
Up until I gave birth.
Oh, they have a baby.
Honestly, it could have been either one, but when I gave birth, I could obviously tell it did not look like us. We were both Hispanic, and the baby didn't look 100% Hispanic.
So what do you say, Mrs. Patego? Do you feel the same way?
In a way, yes. I always had my doubts that that kid wasn't mine, but for some reason I still took care of that kid like it was my own, and I just can't explain the feeling that I got. I felt like a father even though that kid wasn't mine, but at the end of the day I knew like that kid wasn't mine. I did want to get tested, but she never wanted to go try it.
Okay. So, Mr. Johnson, have you saw this baby? Have you ever saw this baby?
I mean, yeah, the picture I provided to y'all today, I took the picture.
So you took. So what is your feeling? What is your feeling on this? Do you?
I mean, you do look like me a little bit. I mean, you know.
So the baby do definitely got some of your features. Is that what you're saying?
I say that. You know.
Okay. What was the initial reaction when she told you she was pregnant? Did she say, "Hey, I'm pregnant. I don't know if it's"?
I mean, the first time I tried to dismiss her because I'm not trying to take care of the baby. I'm out here doing me. You feel me? So, but yeah, when I seen the kid, I was like, yeah, it kind of do look like me a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
So, what was your initial reaction when Mr. Matego when she told you she was pregnant? Was you happy or sad or?
I was excited as hell. Like I was just ready to be a father. I know I was young, and I was just ready. Like I was gonna give that kid everything I could, treat it like it was mine. Clothe him, feed him, take him to college, save every single dollar that I got that I know I don't have, so I know he can have a good life.
So let me ask you, Mr. Johnson, have you tried being a father in this child life, or you stayed away and?
I mean, I stayed away just because, I didn't get back into that relationship. After that photo shoot, I was kind of like left it alone. So
even when she told you she was pregnant and she told you it's a possibility it could be yours, you still made sure you stayed your distance. You didn't have zero relationship with this child.
Yeah.
So y'all was raising this child like one big happy family over here.
Yes.
Even though you kind of looked at the baby and knew this baby couldn't be possibly yours, you still kept him out the loop of this child.
Yes.
Okay. So is there anything that you worried about losing? I'm gonna start with you, Mrs. Apita. Is there anything you worried about losing?
I'm scared to be a single mom because I feel like either way, he's not ready for anything and to be serious, and he's already made it clear that it's beyond reconciling. So.
Okay.
Of course.
Go over to you,
of
Mr.
course.
Potato. What do you feel? Is there anything that you worried about losing?
To be honest, Your Honor, if I lose everything today, to me personally, it would be worth it. I'd rather be with somebody that ain't gonna go around my back, hurting me, doing dirty things. That kid, if that kid's not mine, I did my best to be a father, and I want that man to take full compatibility for it.
Okay, so Mr. Johnson, is anything you worried about losing?
I'm just worried about losing money. That's it.
So,
I'll be real with you, because I gotta put the money into a kid now. I mean,
okay.
Still my camera equipment.
Oh. So are there any specific incidents that made you feel like this baby cannot be yours? Despite she had a fiance.
Yeah, that's a hard one. Nah.
Yeah. So what about you? Is it any specific incidents that made you allege that he was not the father? Well, I know you're saying the color.
No, not really. The only two people that I've been intimate with were them two. So when the baby came out, a different color, I figured, you know.
Okay. And I guess that goes for you too, Mr. Patego.
Yes, Honor.
Okay. So, what do your friends and family members say about this situation? I'm gonna start with you.
Well, when I initially brought the baby to like my family, the first people I got to hold it were my grandparents, and I mean, they kind of made a comment about saying like, "De quién es este bebé?" Like, whose baby is this? And I basically told them it was mine, and they were like, "There's no way, no es posible." So that's kind of the initial reaction with my family.
Okay, and you, Mr. Patego, what does your family and friends got to say about this situation?
So, Your Honor, my family had no idea about the situation of our kid. They always question, like, if that's really our race, like, ¿de quién es este bebé? Es un diferente race. Like, that pretty much means, like, it's a different race. There's no way it has Hispanic heritage, no heritage, para nada.
What do your friends and family say about the situation, Mr. Johnson?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. The only advice I got from my uncle is like, once you go black, don't go back.
So your uncle basically saying, shit.
Is it just me, or you guys also feel like this photographer is irresponsible? His responses, his attitude, he doesn't even feel any remorse. He doesn't even want the child. He's even saying that he doesn't want to be responsible for the child. He's only after his money. How could you go? I feel so bad for Mr. Patego, of course. But for the girl, I can understand, you want to explore, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, but you shouldn't do that at the point of your marriage. You went to take engagement pictures. That means you are with this person. You've made it public and known that, I want to be with this person. And then you go take pictures and you go sleep with somebody else, maybe more than once, and go pregnant. Who does that? Who does that? Now look at the person you got pregnant for. Very responsible fellow.
She probably finna be coming back to you, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Wow. So is there anything else, family and friends, do they know that you might have a baby on the way?
I mean, they know it was gonna happen eventually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and get down to the bottom of this. I do have the results, and they read as follows. In the case of Namano Alexandria, Mr. Patego, you are not the father. Mr. Johnson, wait a minute. Mr. Johnson, you are the father.
Oh, hell no. Hey, you stay, I'm out. Thank you, my honor. Hey, man, come here. It's your problem now, man. Woo! It's your problem now. It's your problem now. Ya me voy a la ching. Woo! Hey.
Wow. I mean, so we both are here. I have you, Mr. Johnson, and you, Mrs. Apita. What is your plans now, knowing that he is the father?
I might as well just accept the fact that he ain't gonna be much help. He's already made it clear he cares more about his photography than my child, so I guess I'm a single mom.
Of course.
Okay. All right, Mr. Johnson, what is your plans now?
I mean, she literally just read my mind.
So you plan to be absolutely not involved in this child's life?
Nah, I got a career to think about.
So forget having a child.
Yeah.
So let me explain something to you, and I'm just gonna give you a little life lesson here. When you don't do right by your kids, you know right is not gonna follow you. So this little business or this big business that you're trying to come up with and have, just as fast as you got it, you can lose it, especially when you don't do right about what you have planted in this world. This child did not ask to be here. Mrs. Zapita, I hope for your sake that he do step up and he be a father. I'm almost hoping that you and Mr. Patego can go ahead and go to counseling and try to work it out, because it seemed like at one point in time y'all was in a committed, loving relationship and he was a good father to this child. Yeah. If you guys do want counseling, I will be providing that for you if he's willing and ready. I am gonna be the one that provide you for that if that's something you guys want to come up with. With that being said, court is adjourned. I wish y'all nothing but the best.
Let me ask you guys a question. If Mr. Potego was your brother or your cousin, what do you think he should do? Do you think he should reconcile with this lady? This lady did him dirty. How could you go get pregnant for such an irresponsible person? You're not even getting pregnant for somebody that can even take care of you. You went to get pregnant for someone that could not even take care of himself. He's saying it so boldly, even in the public, that he cares more about his career than his child. That is the height of irresponsibility, if you ask me. Now, she's not left to be a single mom. I would advise Mr. Potego to go back to this lady. Honestly, you can't openly hurt somebody. You can't intentionally hurt somebody, and then you are now bearing the consequences, and then you expect the person to forgive you and take you back. Of course he can forgive you, but take you back? I wouldn't support that. I wouldn't support that. She should probably sue this guy to a paternity court or something and get child support. I don't know. Maybe he will step up to his shoes, but I think that Mr. Potego actually deserves better. If she knew, she was having doubts at the onset, getting married to her childhood sweetheart, she would have talked to him about it. They would have found a way around it. But no going around and doing people dirty. Like, that is the height of wickedness. And now the guy is so happy because he's now off the hook. He's going to feel bad. He's going to feel sad. I mean, the only lady he has known all his life, right? The only lady he has known all his life. So yeah, he's going to feel, but of course he's off the hook. It feels, there's this song that says it feels good to love somebody and the person loves you back. You can't love somebody and then you can't trust somebody, and you can't be in love with somebody. You're supposed to trust someone, and then you have to be looking over your shoulders. She's not trustworthy. She's not dependable, from what I can see. And if this other guy, the photographer guy, was actually a responsible man, she would gladly leave Mr. Potego for the guy. But because he's irresponsible and because he's a photographer, he's not interested in the child, that's why she actually feels bad. She feels bad because the guy is not responsible. If he was a responsible rich guy, she would leave it for Mr. Potego. I mean, this is the reality of life. I feel so bad for Mr. Potego. I don't feel bad for the lady, to be honest. Honestly, I'm this kind of person that when you do something intentionally, you have to live with the consequence of action. I'm that kind of person. Learn to live with it, because if you do something, stand by it. Own it with your full chest that yes, I did this and I'm going to reap the consequence. You don't treat people badly and expect that, oh, the person you go for counseling and everything just goes off like that. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. But let me know what you guys think about, what are your opinions about. Are there some parts of this story that I'm not understanding, I'm not getting? If you're Mr. Potego, or if Mr. Potego is your brother or your elder brother, your family or something, what would you advise him to do? Would you ask him to go back to this lady? Do you think this lady deserves what she got? Yeah, so let's know what you think in the comment section. Do want to like, share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and drop in the comment section what you think about the video. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye bye.